Well, hello. This is hopefully coming out to you at around about 8 o'clock on Monday morning. But for me here filming it, it's actually just gone 3:20 on Friday afternoon. So whatever time it is for you, whether you're watching this as it goes out at 8 o'clock or whether you're watching it at a later date, hello and welcome. So I am hopefully, I won't be on the beach at this time of the morning, but I'm hopefully on holiday, having a lovely time with my feet up. So I have recorded a couple of videos for you, one to go out on Monday and one to go out on Thursday, so that we don't miss out on our product of the week, especially seeing as this is such a special week, and Wednesday will see the launch of the autumn and winter catalogue. Now I can flash you the front cover of the catalogue, but as yet I can't show you any more. By the time I do the next video that's due to go out on Thursday, I will be able to show you the inside. But until Wednesday, you're not able to see the inside of this catalogue unless you have a copy of your own. If you don't have a copy of your own and you would like one, then do message me or go onto my website that you will find at www.Love-a-Duckie.co.uk, and you will find a little widget there that you can click on that says request a catalogue, and once you click on that you'll find a little form and you can tick to have either the annual catalogue or the autumn winter catalogue, or indeed if you have neither of them you can tick to have both. So yes, if you haven't got a catalogue, then do request one. It will no doubt be when I get back before I can send it out to you, but I will certainly send it out to you, and hopefully next week, despite the fact that I'm away, there will be a PDF version go online at some point. But there's the front of the catalogue, and we are going to be having one of our product of this week is going to be, and for the next few weeks, is going to be out of the autumn and winter catalogue. So I am indeed going to be sort of casing a project from this catalogue, but I obviously can't show you it, and actually I wouldn't be able to show you it even if I could show you the inside of the catalogue. As I've said previously, we get access to something that they call the sample recipes for the images and the projects that are in the catalogue. And as I was flicking through the images for this particular set of products, I came across one that I thought, oh, that's quite sweet. I could do that for our case in the catalogue. And when I actually looked in the catalogue, it's not in there. Well, I can't find it. There's others. So it's a little 3-inch square card, and there are other little 3-inch square cards. So I can only assume that it was made to go in with one of the pictures, and for whatever reason didn't quite make the final cut. But that doesn't mean that it's not really cute. I think it's very cute. So that is the little sample that we'll be making. Why a 3-inch card? We do actually stock 3-inch envelopes. So we do stock little the packs of 3-inch envelopes, and let's have a little look. See, I can show you my annual catalogue isn't a problem. We can have a look in there. Let's have a look. Yes, 3x3 envelopes. So you get 40 envelopes, so a good number. And they are £9.25. And those little 3x3 envelopes actually fit really nicely into our mini pizza boxes. So if you want to make up a little box of cards that you want to gift to somebody, then they are really useful, because you can make up a whole stash of little 3x3 cards and put them in one of our pizza boxes. So yeah, so certainly worth doing. I'm just having a little look round. This one, obviously, if you were going to make little 3x3-inch cards with the Magnolia Suite, this would be ideal. So if you've got one of these little pizza boxes, you can decorate it, and a little stack of 3-inch by 3-inch cards fits beautifully in there. So it does make a nice little gift. And they're a nice little size as well if you're just sending lots of little cards out to people in the office, or the children are sending cards out to children at school. you know, if you've got a lot to make, then this little 3-inch square size is quite a good size. So that's what we're going to be doing today in casing the catalogue. But the product that we're going to be using is actually this Cup of Christmas stamp set and matching dies. Now, it says Cup of Christmas, they're all mugs. So you've got a variety of different mugs on there, and it actually looks like there's more stamps in the box than there is, if that makes sense. And the reason why is because this particular stamp set, and the reason why I started with this one is actually a patent pending stamp set. So this stamp set is a little bit different, and the reason that it's a little bit different is because it is a double-sided stamp. So not all of them, those aren't, but this one here is a double-sided stamp. So you can stamp on one side, you can turn it over, and you can stamp on the other. So you can have an image going that way, that's a bit grubby, or you can turn it over and have the image going that way. And the dies that go with it, you've also got the dies in the two different ways, so that you can cut them both out. So that does mean that you can actually make them double-sided if that's what you want to do. So if you want to cut one out and and stamp it double-sided so that you've got an image on both sides. So if you were doing little tags, for instance, for a box of tea bags or something, that would be a really lovely thing to do, to have those double-sided mugs. So these, as I say, are patent pending. They're Stampin' Up's first ever double-sided stamps, and as patent is pending, I would imagine they're the first double-sided stamps. So that's really exciting. And that's why I thought we would start with this set. We're not actually going to be doing any necessarily double-sided projects today. We will be doing that on the next video that will go out on Thursday. But I just thought I would show this to you and share it. And the other really nice thing I like about this stamp set is the way that they've printed the images on the inside of the box. So you've got your photopolymer stamps, but rather than having the images printed on the plastic, they're actually printed on the box. So you just lay it down and they line up, which is really rather fabulous. So as well as the two mugs, which is, that's one going one way, one going the other, you get a plain mug, you get lots of sort of little poinsettias and little holly boughs. You get some really nice sentiments, sending you a cup of cheer, sweet Christmas wishes, comfort and joy, wishing you a Christmas filled with love and happiness. I love that one. You've got this enjoy, you've got a little yum just there, which I think is fabulous if you're doing little packaging or anything that you're going to put some sweet treats in. Then why not have a yum? I'm just looking round, yes, somewhere. This is a little box that we made at the big party on last Friday, a week ago, and I've used that little poinsettia stamp in that circle just there, and we've also used the yum. So for things like that, for little packaging, it's really ideal. So we have our stamp set with all those little images and those lovely greetings, and we have our sets of dies, and we've got, as I say, two mugs, one going one way and one going the other. We've got these sort of little tags, like tea bag tags, and you've got that big tag, and then you've got this smaller one that you can either use to create a frame, or you can cut out this one separately, so that's your background and that's your bit that goes on top. That's really useful. You've got dies that will cut out that poinsettia. You've got a holly die there. You've got a candy cane just here. So you've got your plain one and you've got your stripy one. You've got some nice little foliage bits, gorgeous little bow, and then you've got this striped die. We're going to have a play with that in the next video, and you've also got this die that cuts out a poinsettia, and obviously they will sit then on the top of your mugs. So a really cute little set with lots of potential. So let's have a go at casing the catalogue, but not. Let's have a go at making this little card that's using these products that for whatever reason, the poor little thing didn't make the cut. So we will feel sorry for it and we will use it and we will love it. So let's get some blocks. And we're going to start by taking this little holly leaf. So where are you, little holly leaf? Just there. So it's not just a holly leaf, it is actually hollies and berries as well. So we're going to have our little holly and berries, and I've got here a piece of real red cardstock. So I say this is a 3-inch square card, so that was a piece of 6-inch by 3-inch cardstock that we scored in the middle and folded in half to make our card base. And then, so this is real red, the ink is cherry cobbler, so it's obviously a little bit darker so that it stands out, and we're just going to randomly stamp holly berries all over the background. And this is always a good way of taking a piece of plain card. You can tell it's not 8 o'clock in the morning, can't you? Then there's far more noise going on. And of course the children aren't yet back at school. I did see a wonderful Facebook post the other day with a mum standing at the door waving her children off, saying, yes, I know school's not back until next week, but just walk very slowly. Yes, that did amuse me. Although I always loved having my children off, I did think that was quite funny. Everybody's probably getting to the stage now where they want to get back into some sort of routine. The novelty of spending all day in your pyjamas is wearing off. So I have to say they've not had a bad summer. We have had some rain, but we've also had some beautiful sunshine, so hopefully they will go back to school feeling as if they've had a nice summer, not feeling robbed like happens some years, where they go back to school and then the sun shines. Right, so we have our little card base, and then I'm going to take a piece of Coastal Cabana, and I've got my bag of oddments just here. I have a bag of oddments of every colour. So let's have a look. About finding an oddment that's not too big and not too small. That one probably will work quite nicely. So what I'm going to do now is take a bigger block. Let's have a look if this one's going to be big enough, and we're going to use this stripy stamp just here. Now let me think, I need it to go that way when it's cut, so I want it to stamp that way, don't I? So what I'm going to do before I stamp this is I'm just going to give it, I've got my stamping scrub here. Now there is a video somewhere that will no doubt get posted from Stampin' Up about using these, some tips and tricks for using these stamps. And one of the things they have said is that their machine that automatically cleans up their stamps, gets rid of any residue and things from the moulds, isn't able to cope with double-sided. It can only do one side. So they do suggest that you give them a good bit of a clean and perhaps stamp them off onto some scraps of paper and things before you stamp them onto your project, just to make sure that you've got rid of all of that residue. So that's what we will do. So we've put it onto our block just there, and we're going to take our Coastal Cabana ink and let us ink up that stamp. We will also, she says, looking round, we'll also take a foam mat. I think foam mats are always a good idea with photopolymer stamps. And let's just, that's pretty good, isn't it? So let's take our little piece of Coastal Cabana card, and I think we'll get away with doing it this way. Let's stamp that onto that bit of card. That's rather good. Okay, and then we will find the die that's going to cut it out the right way. That's the one. We're also going to need the holly die, holly leaves and the holly berries. So we'll get those dies out while we're here. And the holly leaves we're going to cut out of Granny Apple Green. So let's just find, ooh, perfect. Let's find a smidge of Granny Apple Green. The holly berries, we're going to use something else that is new in the autumn winter catalogue, and that is a little bit of red glimmer paper. Now we don't actually need very much, do we? Let's just lay that on there and cut ourselves a little square of that red glimmer paper. Oh dear, don't know what I've just knocked down the back there. So we've got our mug, we've got our holly leaves, and we've got our berries. Now what we need is a machine that is going to cut those for us. So let's bring that up. And wind the handle. Let's just move my lemon out the way. Got myself a squash of a glass of lemon barley water. So there's our mug. Let's just line that up with that die. Then we've got our holly leaves and our holly berries. Okay. Lay that on there without disturbing any of them, hopefully. Click, clunk. It's very normal for your die cutting machine to make strange clinky clunky noises. I'm trying to watch this video to make sure that you can see everything and all of those sorts of things, but it doesn't want to stay up. It keeps the laptop keeps closing down, and I'm just hoping that that is just the laptop and not the video. So there we have our mug. We have our holly berries, and let me just stretch over and get my pick tool. Take a pick tool, and there are our holly leaves. Now, looking at my picture that I've got of the sample in the catalogue, they've actually, although these leaves cut out to give you this outline, what they've done is they've actually stuck these bits back in as well to give it sort of, so you've got the lines. That one, or is that one? That's that one, isn't it? So you've got the sort of the lines in the holly leaves, but it's more of a solid leaf, and actually that's quite a nice effect, isn't it? So let's pop those ones in there. And that's the effect we're going to be after. So let me move this die out of the way and get rid of those little scraps of paper. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that plastic plate and leave all those little bits on it. and move the big shot out of the way for now. Oh. Okay, so let's come to putting our card together. There's one more thing that we want, and that is a little piece of Whisper White, and we want this greeting that says comfort and joy. So let's grab that and a block, and we're going to take some Granny Apple Green ink this time. And we're going to stamp, ink it up and stamp comfort and joy. Onto our piece of Whisper White, and then we're going to punch that out with this with the Timeless label punch, and we want that greeting to be at the end there, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a real red Stamping Right marker, and where the little holly berries are, we're just going to add some red, just like that. Okay, let's put the lid on that ink pad, and then let's construct our card. So we've got our little base just there, and then we're going to take a little bit of Granny Apple Green ribbon, and we're going to have a bit that goes from there across to there. That wasn't very well cut, was it? I think I need to treat myself to another pair of snips and keep them just for ribbon, because as we all know, it's never a good idea having using your ribbon scissors for paper, and I think that's what's happened. These have been used for paper once too often. Let's put a bit of tear and tape on the back of there. So you could have used some glue dots. In fact, it's never easy getting the backings off of tear and tape on ribbon. There we are, got you. Got you. It always seems with these double-sided tapes that you struggle one way, but if you go to the other end and try and tear it back the opposite way, quite often are more successful. So there's a little strip of Granny Apple Green and white ribbon, and on top of that we're going to add our mug. I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals. You can see if I've got any larger ones. Yes, I have. And we'll put some dimensionals on the back of there, take those backings off. And then there's comfort and joy. I'm going to have that coming across here. So let's put a couple of dimensionals there. And then we'll turn that over and snip off the excess. like that. And then that just leaves us to add in our little holly leaves and holly berries. Now, I think the best way to do this would be, we'll put down a little bit of Tombow on here and get our sticky end, and with a bit of luck, we nearly managed to take that hole. Let's just put a little drop more Tombow in there and drop that back in the gap. And let's see how lucky we are with picking the other one up. Not bad. Let's just bring those round a little bit more. And then that just leaves us to put on our little holly berries. One, two, three, so there we have our dinky little 3 by 3 inch Christmas card. And as I say, we do stock little 3 by 3 envelopes that you can pop those into, and just perfect for giving out, as I say, to children at school, teachers and work colleagues, the postman, anybody that you just need to you know, you're going to make a bulk amount of just little cards just for a little wish. And in the catalogue there are others in this sort of 3 by 3 inch size, so that you could make up a whole little selection. Or indeed, if you do craft fairs or anything, they would be absolutely perfect for putting together a little box of cards for craft fairs and those sorts of things. So that's our first little project, using this cup of, I've lost my box now, lost my marbles I think, using this cup of cheer. Cup of Christmas. Cup of Cheer was an old set, wasn't it? I knew the Cup of Cheer wasn't right, which is why I was trying to find the box. Cup of Christmas. So using the Cup of Christmas double-sided, patent pending stamp set. So eventually, so towards the end of the week, I'll probably add some links in to that you can go and find this particular project. Obviously you can't purchase it until the catalogue goes live on Wednesday, but I'll just put a link to my website, and from my website you're always going to be able to find your way to my online shop. So do check out that website. As I say, it's www, it's hiding into there somewhere, Love-a-Duckie.co.uk, and on there you'll find details of all my classes, all my events, all the offers and things that are on, how you can join up as a demonstrator if that's something that you would like to do, all the ways that you can engage with me and with Stampin' Up. So thank you for joining me, and I will be back with another video a little bit later in the week.